Guys, if you've ever tried scraping websites at scale, you've probably hit the same wall at some point. Everything works fine at first, and then suddenly you get blocked. Or worse, you get stuck in endless captchas that make the whole workflow unusable. And the frustrating part is that it doesn't matter how clean your code is. Once a platform flags your traffic as automated, everything starts falling apart. I'm Daniel. Welcome to my channel where I make smart tutorials. Today, we're looking at one of the most practical ways to avoid blocks completely and keep your scraping workflows running without interruptions. We'll focus on how to make your traffic look natural from the outside using ProxySeller instead of constantly fixing issues after they appear. Also, I've left all the useful links in the description down below, so don't forget to check them out. Let's get into it. Folks, have you ever faced blocking or endless captchas while collecting data? Modern websites quickly identify automated requests coming from standard servers. The best way to stay undetected is to use residential proxies, for example from ProxySeller. These are ethically sourced IP addresses from real home users. The main advantage is the highest level of trust from websites. With ProxySeller, you get access to a pool of over 15 million IP addresses across more than 200 countries worldwide. Guys, the automatic rotation feature changes your digital fingerprint with every new request, making your scraping look completely natural for any protection system. Modern web platforms use complex protection systems that instantly block suspicious requests. To bypass these limitations, you need residential proxies. The ProxySeller platform provides access to millions of real IP addresses from home providers. And since these addresses belong to regular users, the level of trust is really high. You can choose any country, region, city, or ISP. Mates, this allows your scripts and automation tools to remain invisible to anti-bot systems. You get a stable connection and precise location targeting down to the city level. For maximum safety, we can integrate the proxy into an anti-detect browser. Inside Ads Power, I go to the Proxy tab, select the HTTP protocol, and enter the server address and port, along with the username and password from ProxySeller. Then, friends, I add the login credentials for authorization. When I click the check button, I see a green status, which confirms that the connection is successfully established. Now our digital fingerprint is completely unique and matches the selected location. I create a new profile, launch the browser, and check the IP address. And as you can see, folks, inside the anti-detect browser, the IP matches the proxy we configured. If we run professional fingerprint tests inside this browser, they show full anonymity. We are detected as a user from Bogota, Colombia, using a residential internet connection. At this point, you can run any scraping scripts without worrying about blocks or captchas. Guys, let me take a little break to ask you to like this video and subscribe to my channel. It's absolutely free, but helps me make even more fun tutorials for you. Thanks! Now let's move to the final stage – real data extraction from a website. I've written a script that collects product information from an online catalog. I'm using Selenium together with a configured stealth profile inside the anti-detect browser. The script automatically navigates through the store pages. Because of ProxySeller, each request looks like a visit from a real customer in another country. And as you can see, folks, once the script runs, it successfully extracts product names and prices directly from the page code. We get clean, structured data without any blocks or captchas. This is the real power of modern automation. You combine a reliable residential proxy network with proper browser fingerprint management. This approach allows you to work consistently with any platform, collect analytics, and scale your projects while staying completely invisible to anti-bot systems. Use these professional tools, experiment with your code, and build your own reliable scraping workflows. Guys, one thing worth mentioning here is that most blocks don't happen randomly. In most cases, they come from patterns that are too easy to detect once you start scaling your workflow. A very common mistake is running everything from a single environment and expecting it to behave like multiple users. From the outside, that kind of setup looks extremely artificial, even if your script itself is perfectly written. Another one is relying on consistency too much, folks. Same timing, same intervals, same flow. It might look clean from a development perspective, but for detection systems, That kind of behavior is often the biggest red flag. I also see people trying to fix these issues inside the script by adding more logic, more retries, or more tools, while the real problem is happening at the traffic level. And that usually leads to more complexity, without actually improving stability. And mates, probably the biggest one, expecting long-term results from a setup that only worked in short tests. What works once doesn't always scale, and that gap is where most workflows break. Once you start noticing these patterns, it becomes much easier to avoid them. Instead of constantly reacting to blocks, you build a setup that simply doesn't trigger them in the first place. Guys, there's a moment when you notice that your workflow just stops breaking, not because you fixed one specific issue, but because the whole system starts behaving more consistently. At first, it feels small: fewer CAPTCHAs, fewer interruptions, fewer random failures that don't make sense. But over time, that stability compounds. You stop restarting scripts, you stop watching every run, and you stop expecting things to fail halfway through. And mates, that's when the workflow actually becomes usable, not just functional. Because there's a big difference between something that works once and something you can rely on every day. Another thing you'll notice is that debugging becomes much easier. When blocks are removed from the equation, problems become more predictable. If something fails, it's usually for a clear reason, not because the system decided to flag your traffic randomly. Folks, this is why avoiding blocks is not just about access. It's about control. Once your traffic looks normal, everything else in your workflow becomes easier to manage, scale, and improve over time. So guys, if we zoom out, avoiding blocks is not about bypassing systems aggressively, it's about not triggering them in the first place. Once your traffic starts looking like real user behavior, most of the common issues simply disappear. Tools like ProxySeller make that possible, without turning your workflow into something overly complicated. And that's why this approach works so well in practice. If you're excited to try it out, or if you've already used it and have some thoughts to share, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your experiences. Don't forget to hit that like button if you found this video helpful, and subscribe for more tutorials. Thanks for watching, and till next time.